What is happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and welcome back to another Heroes of the Storm strategy showcase. And today we're taking a look at Sergeant Hammer. Now, Sergeant Hammer is a ranged specialist, and in my experience, one of the most powerful heroes in the game when played correctly. And that being said, there are two major caveats to this hero. The first being that to do the massive amounts of damage he is capable of, you have to be immobile. And needless to say, being immobile kind of puts a hamper on things, because it's easier for people to just run up and butter your shit. The second, you very much need a solid team to support Hammer, because without one, you're basically less than useless. You know, people just run up, they kill you, you don't do anything. So, real quickly here, going into the hero info as always. First up, we have Spider Mines, which basically shoots 3 mines out into the ground. When an enemy approaches, they pop up, chase them, slow them by 25%, and deal some damage. Secondly, we have Concussive Blast, which allows you to knock back enemies and do a little bit of damage. The more important function here is the knockback, which can save both your ass and the asses of teammates. Moving on from there, we have the signature move of siege tanks throughout the entire StarCraft universe. Siege mode. Become immobile, and basically you get more range, more damage. Well, not more damage, but splash damage, and bonus damage to minions and structures, of course. And lastly, we have Artillery, giving us a 20% damage bonus to enemies that are farther away. Moving on to our heroic abilities, we have 2 choices here. The first being Blunt Force Gun, commonly known as the BFG, and the second being Napalm Strike. Now, both of these are very good ultimates. In my opinion, I'll usually change up which one I'm going to go for basing on the map. And in general, I'd say that Napalm Strike is probably superior if you're focusing on sieging. And just to put this in perspective, you know, Blunt Force Gun is a lot of upfront damage, but it's like a 70-second cooldown. Napalm Strike, slightly less damage, but it's on a 7-second cooldown. So, if you're focused on sieging through bases as fast as possible, Napalm Strike is the clearly superior choice, hands down. That being said, there are some really cheesy things you can do with Blunt Force Gun. I'll just elaborate on what I'm talking about here. At the Tier 20 talent, you can get Orbital BFG. And effectively what this does, if you aim it right, is it puts the enemy team on a clock. Because once you hit level 20, you can fire off your BFG towards the enemy's core. And then from there on out, basically their core is constantly ticking down. You know, you're constantly hitting the shield, constantly working down the health. And it's a really cheesy way to beat the enemy, but you basically slaughter anything coming up the mid lane in addition to just pounding the core constantly. So, very effective tactic, despite it being quite cheesy. That being said, I'm not a giant fan of the upgrade to Napalm Strike. You get 75% more range, which most of the time is an enemy out of your vision radius. And then on top of that, the 50% impact is nice. But honestly, if I pick Napalm for the nuke, I'm probably focusing on sieging. And if that's my main effort, I'm going to be taking Nexus Fury. Because, you know, on top of the absurd amounts of damage Sergeant Hammer can already do, if you give her another 20% attack speed and 20% range, it just gets kind of out of hand. So either way, let's jump into a match, ready up, show you what this bad girl is all about. And like I said, the biggest thing with Hammer in my position is having a team that's going to support you. Your positioning is also extremely important because a lot of the game is spent in siege mode. So, you know, needless to say, if you can't move, you really need to bring the pain. So this is going to be interesting. So we only have 1 assassin, but we have Cursed Hollow, which, in my experience, is probably Hammer's best map if you play it right. And that's because, you know, you're trying to hold a central node and keep enemies off it, and all 5 are coming, which means you're just sit there like, what's up? Who wants to get hit in the face with my big old siege blast? Great map for this. Great map. We'll see how things are playing out to determine if I want to go for Napalm or BFG. In general, I'll go for BFG. I'm a bigger fan of it. I really like the, you know, just high-end burst damage potential to help nuke enemy heroes. And on top of that, just firing it off at the core and being like, listen, your shit's going to count down and die. It's really appealing to me because you can do it from anywhere. Napalm is really good, though. I mean, in general, I'll almost always take Napalm for Haunted Mines just because it helps you to clear out the camps really fast. I'll also almost always take it on Garden of Terror because similar concept, you got to kill the guys and collect the seeds, and it's very helpful in that endeavor. A lot of the other maps I'll go for BFG. Blackheart's Bay I'm kind of on the fence about because, well, I don't know. You know, the map's just kind of designed goofy, so it's hard to get a good angle on your BFG where it's going to hit a bunch of stuff. whereas Sky Temple, Dragon Shrine, and Cursed Hollow are all kind of linear maps that are rather identical, so you can usually fire off your BFG and, you know, hit, if you angle it right, hit like a tower, a gate, the keep, and the core, all with the missile, and it just keeps, you know, looping and doing that over and over. And man, fucking wooden PC hype. Someone has the shittest PC I have ever seen, I think. This is a long fucking wait. Hopefully it's, come on, man. Upgrade your shit. Should be in soon. Alright, this is ridiculous. You guys better just skip like 30 seconds ahead, because Sony Vegas takes way too fucking long to render videos, so I don't even render anymore. I just record and straight to upload. And Jesus, it looks like it finally ended up going. Minute load screen hype. Jesus Christ, man. Wish they would give you something else to look at aside from this. Like, yes, I understand how Cursed Hollow works. I don't even stare at the screen.
Prepare yourself for battle.
What do we got? Illidan, Hammer, Thrall, Lily, Vala. Alright, probably pull this off. So, let's see. I think we're going to be taking the bottom position, yes. In general, first talent, hands down, advanced artillery. And just to elaborate on artillery, you can see the kind of blue ring around me. That's my siege range. With artillery, you can see the gold ring right now. Basically, any enemies that are outside of that gold ring, I get 30% bonus damage against. So, that's why it's always critical to maintain distance on your enemies with hammer.
2, 1. Let the battle begin.
So in general, most maps, I will go as fast as I can down and get in position where I can hit the enemy's towers from a stealth spot. So in that case, oh, you cocksucker. But I got it off. Now I can basically just sit here and start sieging this dick into oblivion. Keep coming at me. He's playing very defensive, that sucks. Got some good damage into me with those spider mines too. Oh, you little shit. Where's Uther at?
I got this.
Two can play the siege game. Yeah. You don't like that very much, do you? I'm the better hammer. It's my house, bitch. Get out of it. It's like he needs support really badly right now. Get him, mines. Oh my god, no. I don't know if I can get close enough to hit him. Oh, he's gonna pull back. This is actually a pretty good little hammer on hammer action for you guys. Either way, now for our second talent, Vampiric Assault. Just to do a quick talent analysis here on our first tier. You know, Concussive Blast isn't there for the damage, so that's kind of pointless. Disable effects reduced in siege mode. Honestly, people shouldn't be getting close enough to you in siege mode to be dropping big disables on you, which is why we're gonna avoid that. Cloak and extra damage, it's too gimmicky for my taste, to be honest. You know, and it's on top of that, it's only for the first attack. Oh, somebody's dead. Oh, gotcha, bitch. You fucked up. And then lastly, Regeneration Master we're not going to need. That's for our tier 2 talent. Vampiric Assault. So with Vampiric Assault, we're effectively we have a lot more sustain than we would otherwise. This is going to allow us to really sit and kind of team fight since we're healing off the damage. Focused attack, you know, it's not worth it. You do so much damage as it is, you don't need it. And Maelstrom Shells also kind of unnecessary because of the fact that we already outrange every structure in the game, including the core. So, you know, just not really necessary to have that. We're going to just get into position here. You're dead. Switch up just a little bit. Then on the core, and that's a good spot for me.
Double kill.
No, bitch, you're not touching that.
Choose a talent.
Just stop. So at this point, hypercooling engines, you know, slow amount in duration. It's alright, you don't really need it though. On top of that, it's a lot more important for you to have hyper thrusters because your mobility is so limited to begin with. And we want to be able to effectively shut down the, or we really need to maximize our mobility. So basically by having that perk, that takes our thrusters from a 30-second cooldown to a 20-second cooldown. And that's fucking huge, you know. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, because mobility is very important when, you know, we don't have a mount. So that's basically the only form of, you know, that's the only real form of movement that we have to go faster than our basic bitch speed. You almost want to die. No. Plus hyper thrusters is your main form of getting the fuck out when shit goes south.
Get to a healing fountain quickly.
I never tread lightly.
Well, I'll go back to my lane. Looks like you guys are going to start dying a lot, though. Oh, mosey on down. We are going to be grabbing
Who can
DFG
gather
for this map.
this one, I wonder?
That's exactly why I didn't want to bother going. I wanted to be ready for this. Nobody's touching. Not towards me, Diablo. No, you're knocking me away. I can't nuke people when you knock them away. Why do I do that? Makes sense. I don't want to do that. Either way, we're going to increase our siege again. Start working out this tower. Now that we're level 10, we got a lot more damage than we did before. Oh boy. Thruster time! I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Who shall gather this one?
3, 2, 1. Back the fuck up. That's why I said it can save both your booty and that of your teammates. Oh,
Choose a tower.
get the Thrall off me.
I got this.
Let's see.
What's sweeter than that? Nothing.
So, blunt force gun.
Spree.
Time for
Eat
the
a dick,
big
Illidan.
gun.
Ooh, missed Illidan. Hit everyone else though. Let me get up there. Towards me.
That was easy.
Delighted to, sir.
Kill this little bitch.
That was rather violent.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, Diablo with that stun.
Rock and roll.
All time up in their shit. Oh god, no. No, no, no! Oh! Should've just gone back to heal. Oh well, either way, as you can see already, 15,000 siege damage, 12,000 more damage. And we're only 8 minutes in. So Hammer is laying down the fucking pain. They can hold this sun back over there. Very easily wrap this up.
Uther, ready to go.
Oh no, they're gonna grab this one. Ah, damn it. Was not able to get there in time. That is quite unfortunate. It's a 2-2's trade, huh? You guys are gonna take the tribute. I'm gonna request your lane. How's that? Is that a good trade? I think so.
Absolutely.
Don't need siege units, don't need mercenaries, just need a hammer.
We should attack here.
On your road. Stop that!
You can just fuck off, Illidan. Enjoy those spider mines. That's a really effective way to basically combo that, is use your spider mines and then knock them back into the spider mines. So for our next talent, first strike, hands down, 25% more damage if you haven't been attacked in the last 5 seconds. There's really no comparison to the other talents, in my opinion, because you don't really have the damage necessary for a hero killer. It's a raw damage increase, which is ideal for what your job is as Hammer. My team keeps fighting away from me though, which is no bueno. Beat you with it. Never mind.
Let's go. Fight's awaiting. Move it or lose it.
I'm trying to get this team to understand that if they play with me and stay back, that we can't lose this.
Delighted
Gather
to, sir.
tribute. I must have it.
I think we're actually going to be able to grab this
Proceed.
before anyone else gets over here, which is very unexpected. Well, I'll be damned.
You have won my favor, heroes. Let your enemies know my wrath.
He did.
Good
I
kill.
got this. Sayonara, sucker.
Now it's time to push. There we go.
My gun.
Has been destroyed.
of our team.
I'd head to a healing fountain if I were you.
So for our next talent at level 16, pretty much every single time get hover siege mode, simply because of the fact that having to unsiege and re-siege constantly is extremely annoying. Being able to, you know, effectively not have to do it as much is very, very powerful. Oh shit, Illidan.
We should
So yeah,
capture
pretty much
this
hands down,
mercenary
that's what
camp.
we're going to grab right there. Like I said, first strike, giant killer. I don't really get to elaborate on this tier because we're in the middle of a fight. But for giant killer, honestly, you don't shoot fast enough to really get the best amount of damage out of that. Calcium Blast creating a wall, a little bit too situational, honestly. And Spider Mind's knockback, just once again, it's not good. Whereas 25% more damage if you haven't been attacked is fucking huge for sieging and team fights if you have a team that, you know, plays careful and coverage. So we're gonna get all up in with the pack. As long as they keep coming towards me like this, it allows me to just basically sit and keep killing. Because you can see how much damage we're able to do. Or can you sit here while we see their way to the race? Come on, Val. Keep popping out.
Mercenary.
Shall we see who gathers this one?
I got this.
Heal
A little
yourself.
violence solves everything.
What's this? A hero
Decent
has
damage
left
on
the
just about
battle.
everyone there. Sieged up, ready for him. One. Come on, baby. Towards us. Come towards us. Please.
Killing spree.
I like putting my damage stats even higher.
Absolutely. We ought to capture this mercenary camp. Delighted to, sir.
Well, enough to get that boss. Pretty much anytime you're going to siege, if you can, try and be in a bush. I mean, they're probably going to be able to figure out where you're shooting from, but even so, having that little itty bit of, you know, just that little bit of visual benefit helps a ton.
Raven Lord demands trouble.
I never dreamed like
I don't have time for you guys.
time for the big
Oh my god. Enjoy those mines, big kid. Oh man, he wants me. That's fine. Because Illidan chasing me effectively got pretty much the rest of his team killed right there, so.
Dominated. Choose a talent.
We should capture this mercenary camp.
So at this point, like I said, if you've taken the BFG orbital BFG. And at this point, you start the clock. So effectively, we're going to position ourselves and fire this thing so that it's hitting the keep and it's hitting the core. And then we'll just steadily work down the keep. I honestly might go top. I don't know if I can exactly. I might try and target one to molest this entire lane. Actually, that would probably be ideal, because that'll allow the creep wave to push up. So I won't be able to hit the core with that one, but no, I'll do the standard. I will do the standard.
We should
And
capture this mercenary camp.
their hammer. That's right, he took lava strikes. So yeah, he doesn't have the countdown maneuver that I'm about to do here.
You had
Ready
best
to
hurry.
roll out.
Right. So let's just there.
Hope you can dance.
There we go.
I never tread lightly.
As you can see, now just hits a bunch of shit. I don't think we're gonna get there in time. Nope.
Rock and roll.
My curse upon you.
This one must perish.
Yeah, you're fucking dead.
Nice work, kid.
Let's get this real quick. You can see kind of the line on the BFG here. And here it comes, baby.
Affirmative.
And even if we're cursed, that's just going to keep tearing on through. And don't feel bad about reshooting it. Reshooting is just, more damage. Which we're actually over that in just a second here.
A little violence solves everything.
Ooh, the duff missile. Ah, that was fucking great. Always good to wait for the first one to orbital on through before you fire off your second one. And now we're gonna sit here and start working on the core. We got the missile hitting it pretty constantly.
Gather tree.
Get through the shield. Do, do, do. You should stay away from me. I promise you. You don't want to fuck with me.
Affirmative.
I like how we were cursed, and we still just like shit all up in their face. And that's what Hammer can do, man. Hammer is when you have like, you saw, things are going a little bit rough. And I was like, listen, guys, stick with me. Please, trust me on this. You stick with me, and this game is in the bag. And they're like, alright. And now we're up 2 levels, and we're just smashing in their base.
This is but a
Rock and roll.
So we're going to speed things up a little bit here.
My gun's bigger.
Our ally requires
Rock
assistance.
and roll.
What's up, Thrall? How you doing, buddy?
Absolutely.
Thrall's dead. And how are we looking? Let's see here. Yep.
Well
Just
done.
80,000 hero damage, 151,000 siege damage. Can't beat the hammer.
Stop that. I never tread lightly.
How about you get off my Tassadar? How about that?
Rather violent. I believe some tribute is in order.
Good
I
task.
never
Good
tread
task.
lightly.
Bring him to the tank.
Killing spree.
Time for the free gun.
at this point, we're just going to work down the core and wrap things up.
My favor is yours.
Gambita, baby. So, in total, almost 8,300 hero damage and almost 167,000 siege damage. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you utterly decimate a team with Sergeant Hammer. So, like I said, incredibly, incredibly powerful hero. Obviously, the biggest thing is having a team that's going to play by that. And even though we kind of had a shitty, like, minute-long load session, I'm glad that I decided to keep this recording going. Usually I cut it off when the starting is like that long, but I think that this was a really good game to kind of demonstrate how, you know, early on my team kept being hyper-aggressive and charging, and I couldn't do anything, and then I was like, listen, you know, stick with me. Trust me on this one. Stick with me. We got this. And they stayed near me, and I just effectively molested everything on the other team. So, either way, thanks for tuning in. Just to give you a sneak peek at what we're going to do for the rest of the week, instead of just doing heroes that rotated, I'm actually going to be doing some heroes that I've picked up recently that I really enjoy. So, we took out Sergeant Hammer, and since we haven't done specialists in a while, I'm also going to be doing Zagara this week. In addition to her, we're going to bring Nova, which I think everyone absolutely fucking hates Nova. But we're going to be doing a Nova guide. We're also going to be taking a look at Felstad. And then for the final one, I'm not 100% yet. I'm kind of torn between doing either Arthas or Sonya. I like them both quite a bit. I'll probably do Arthas just because he's my boy. But either way, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed another episode of the Strategy Showcase. And with that being said, we'll see you tomorrow with another one.